Okay. We have Chorus Twig's Bird of the Day. This is a bird that I was actually scrolling through the pictures of my good friend Tony, and I saw this one and I'm like, oh, that's a cool looking bird. I should look it up. And this might be a bird. You may have never heard of this bird. You may have seen this bird, but it's a bird that I don't think is too well known. So what bird am I talking about? We're talking about the bobolink. You may think it says Bobolink, but it's pronounced bobolink. I called it Bobolink when I first saw it. No, it's not Bobolink. It's not a Bobolink. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I just realized something. Chat isn't showing up. It's only showing up on one of the things. Because I didn't copy it over. Hold on a second. I think I can add it in. Browser. Oh yeah, I didn't add on this one because as you can see, it's way off to the right because I switched over to OBS to Streamlabs, and so yeah, it just shows up on the wrong area. So maybe I just don't do it during Bird of the Day. Maybe I just don't do it during Bird of the Day. I'm just gonna remove. Whatever. Back to Bird of the Day. The bobolink, not the booblink. Pervert. You know, come on, let's keep it clean. So, as usual, well, not as usual, but as sometimes, the images here were taken by my good friend Tony. Please check out and support his Instagram, because he takes good pictures, and I hope you will like them. So, they're, kind of, as far as these kind of birds are, they're small to medium size, 5.9 to 6.3 inches. That's from beak to tail. 10.6 inch wingspan and weighs 1 to 2 ounces. So, kind of a small bird. Kind of in the same size as your like cardinals and robins and stuff like that. Their lifespan in the wild, 4 to 6 years. Not really a bird that's ever kept in captivity. It's really hard, for birds this size, it's really hard to know what their actual, natural lifespan is, because, it's a dangerous word all that for those little birds. So, they're usually going to live about 4 to 6 years. Typical for a bird this size. And so if you see the map below, there's kind of 2 areas where they hang out. The blue area, up in North America, that is where they are during the spring and the summer, aka breeding season. And then they go for a long, faraway vacation down in South America. And of course, they are a passer form. You can tell that. That's this little round perch bird. Of course. So the scientific species name of theirs, the Oryzivorus, means rice eating. And one of the reasons that they're called that is because they are very much, they're like field birds rather than forest birds. They like hanging out in open fields, and one of their favorite snacks, they like grains. And rice is one of their favorites. So they got rice fields and stuff. They're gonna go nom 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 nom. Obviously it's gonna be more like the North American wild rices and stuff like that. Delicious. It got quiet. The music stopped. I forgot to set it to loop. Hey, music. You should start again. Yay. Okay. Yeah, they are insectivorous as well, so they like little grubs and... Oh, yeah, that, that's actually just a weird coincidence, but, yeah. But, I'm glad that actually came up during your stream, because, it, reminds me of, a thing that is like, oh, don't throw uncooked rice because the birds will eat it and it'll kill them. It's a myth, folks. Right? Rice is perfectly edible in any part of how it is from birds. I don't know how that got started. It's one of those myths. It's like, hey, don't throw rice at weddings because birds might eat it, and then it expands in their bellies. I'm like, look, this is ridiculous. Rice has been around for thousands of years. It grows in fields. Birds eat it. It's perfectly fine for them to eat. It's for a lot of birds, it's a normal part of their diet, and they eat it right off the grain, uncooked. It doesn't expand and explode their stomachs. That is ridiculous. It would not, every part of that is just ridiculous. Birds eat grains. It happens, and they eat them raw, and it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And yeah, these birds do like grains, a lot of prairie grains and stuff like that, but they eat bugs too. Get your little beetle, a couple ants. Nummy. Tasty snack. So, yeah, they, like I said, they are more open field type birds, and that includes where they do their nesting. They nest in the ground. Usually they'll find an area that's a little wetter, and they'll kind of gather stuff up and put it in the soft mud, and let it, nice little ground on the nest. Ground in the nest? Nest in the ground. So you saw the map on the previous page, and you're saying it's like, oh, they're in northern North America, and also central South America, and not much in between. Yeah, it's like, because these, for a bird their size, they have one of the longest migrations in the world. Not the longest, but, up there, especially for a bird their size. 12,000 miles! They go up to 12,000 miles! Or 20,000 kilometers for you people that use a system that makes sense. But yeah, they go a long ways. They really want to get away from home in the wintertime. Get away from those. Basically, they want to go where it's summer. It's like, oh, it's summer in the northern hemisphere? I'll be there. Oh, it's summer in the southern hemisphere? I'll go there. Yeah, it works out. Hey, that's what you like. That's what you do. So they are polygynous. What does that mean? Is that like polygamous? Yeah, similar. So they are birds that definitely do not mate for life. And during mating season, a male will mate with many females, and a female will mate with many males. And they found that even within the same nest, different eggs may have been, fertilized by different fathers. So they get around. But the rest of the time, they're pretty solitary. So you're really not going to see flocks of these birds. The only time that they're really hanging out with other bobolinks is when, basically new mothers with their little babies. They'll hang around and kind of help each other out and help raise the babies and, just keep them safe and keep them fed. Although the mother is really only feeding her own babies, but you know what I mean. Just helping each other out. But, after about a month, the babies leave the nest. They get the ability to fly, and then they all just kind of disperse and do their own thing. So, yeah, not too much of a community bird. Yeah. I guess if that works for them, we crows, we like our communities. We like helping each other out. But, hey, if that works for the bobolink, good for the bobolink. I guess if, have fun. Have fun with that. All the pictures that you see are the males. The males have very, very distinctive and bright colorings. They're going to be black throughout most of their body, but then they've got those brilliant whites on their back and their feathers, and then that gold on the back of their head. It's pretty unique. But the females are going to be much more muted and gray, and only just the hints of the yellow. Not as pretty to look at. And, they're super not well known. Edgar Allan Poe and William Cullen Bryant mentioned them in a single poem of each of theirs, and There's a musical called Bloomer Girl, and they talk about in the lyrics in the song Evelina. Never heard it myself, but so they got a little bit of pop culture thing, but for the most part, they're really not a super well-known bird. Maybe just because they're usually not in suburban areas, hanging around where a lot of people are, and that's fine. It's fine. Doesn't need to have tons of them all around. It is what it is. So, my thoughts? Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Simple little passiform. Nothing too special. I like them. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not the most interesting bird I have, but I do really like their coloration. I like the blackbirds. I think they're very pretty. I think they're good. Oh, hi, Lime Devil. Hi. Yeah, the bobolink, a good bird. A pretty good bird. Yeah, the bobolink's a good bird. He's a good bird. And I do like that picture that Tony took here. Just kind of looking a little incredulous. He's like, what? How dare you take my picture? I am a proud bird man. Yeah, he's a good bird. So yeah, that's all I got for that today.